Hello, I'm Eli. Welcome to the first and only lesson you'll need to get good at any instrument. So, where are we starting? The major scale. All of the church modes are based off the major scale. You don't need to learn the modes, you just need to learn the major scale. And then you got it all. So, what we're going to do is play the major scale from the lowest note on our instrument to the highest, and we'll just go relatively high because the guitar repeats itself back down, and once you get into the exercise you can go further and further down the neck, right? But for now we're going to turn back around at around the 12th fret. So what do I mean by up and down? I mean essentially play all the modes in order in a musical phrase. So let me show you the exercise and play it for you, okay? So we're basically going up 9 notes and down 8, so that each new bar, is a new mode, creating this musical phrasing through the scale. So let me demonstrate. Here we go. And you want to practice this. Okay, we'll talk about it later. 5, 6, here we go. So, I made a little mistake in there, but that's okay. We all make mistakes. This is an exercise. I tell my students whenever I look at my little camera, I mess up, and that's what happened. I looked at my little camera and I got full of myself. Or something. Weird self-esteem. Anyway, that's the gist. To start playing this exercise, you want to go slow. Ba, 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 right? With a metronome. Real slow. And what this affords you is time. This affords you time to figure out where your finger's going to go. Because, I don't know if any of y'all guitar players notice this, but there's no positions, no fingerings or anything on this. This is only a guitar because it's treble clef and starts on the low E, right? Where we're reading on this instrument, that is our lowest note. So you're on a trumpet. You can hit a low G, Start there. Start your C scale there. The lowest note you can comfortably play. And it's just a pattern, right? You can start anywhere on this sheet and make it a pattern. And I could keep going, right? I stopped around this high F, but I'm looking at myself and messing up. You get the point. You can keep going up to the actual highest note. And when I'm practicing on this on my own, That's what I'll do, and go back all the way back down. It takes a while, so once you get sped up, it gets more comfortable. But that's the gist. Do this in all 12 keys, and you'll be cracked at your instrument. No lie. And my advice is to go around the circle of fifths. Add a 1 sharp or 1 flat every time. And eventually you could be doing a scale a week. A key a week. And the other thing, and I can go more into depth on this, is that you can apply the same pattern to arpeggios, dyads, triads, fourths, fifths, sixths, sevenths, ninths, eighths. That feels silly to say, but it's seriously, play the octaves, dude. You know, you can apply this pattern to anything. I'm just kind of making stuff up on that, but right intervals. I was playing D flat. Right? Fourths, jumping up and down. And that's based on this other pattern of dyads, which we'll get to. But first, play the scale. So, eventually you'll be playing the scale, you know. That's what I mean by dyads. And you can change the pattern, starting on E, right? Play with a metronome. I'm demonstrating. I'm not setting myself up for success here. Play with a metronome, start slow. 60, I recommend. You know, if you can't play it at 60, which for the first one you probably can't, do half notes. Half notes at 60. So 30 beats per minute. I wrote it out as eighth notes here, but it doesn't have to be that. I'm sure I sped up here because I'm not playing with a metronome and getting impatient because I want to keep talking. But you get the point. Go slow. Go real slow. And you'll learn it quicker that way. Because when you can, you want to find the tempo where you can play through without making mistakes. If that's 30 beats per minute, if that's 25 beats per minute, that's 25 beats per minute. The consistency and playing it at a temporally relative pace will translate to speeding it up much faster than messing up playing fast. Know what I'm saying? So, things to think about. I wrote in the notes, you know, the letter names of the notes for one of my students because they're just starting to read music. If you're just starting to read music, I suggest you print this out and do the same. It'll give you a little bit of a connection between, you know, the note and the written note on the musical staff, and because that's what this exercise is all about. We're creating neural pathways here. We're trying to map the fretboard in our head, not in some intellectual way, but in an intuitive way, in a way that makes us hear C major, and eventually all the other keys. But first, we're starting here because this is the no sharps, no flats, right? We're in C. We're common, right? So getting the hang of this will really boost your musicianship up, and playing with a metronome, gosh, will really boost your musicianship. This is not a shortcut. This is a long cut. We're going the long way. around. You know, this is not something you can do in 3 weeks. This is something you can start in 3 weeks. But this is about mastery and developing a sense of your instrument and music and keys and phrases. If you want to learn more about music theory, keys, phrasing, and continuing this discussion of this exercise and method, please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you around. Last thing. Take it slow. Be honest with yourself. Am I making this happen? Am I making C major happen? With the phrasing, in time, with solid note quality. If you are on a horn, you need to do long tones too. If you're on a guitar, hell, you should do long tones too. Practice your picking. No left hand. Right? Slow, methodical, working on muscle memory. Not a shortcut here. And once you have that together, you know, your articulation, work on your left hand independently too. Right? I'm watching my wrist, making sure I'm not popping it out, making sure my fingers are moving the way they should, making sure my back is supporting itself. These are all things to think about when you're doing these scale exercises. Because eventually, once you get the hang of it, it becomes your warm-up. But these are also all things to think about before you start the scale exercise. Having good tone. And while you're doing it, playing well. Playing with musicality. Making it sound like music. So be honest with yourself. You know, if you don't like how it sounds, do it again. It's not the end of the world. You're just getting started, right? I feel like I'm forgetting something about this exercise here. Scale, dyads, arpeggios, triads, intervals, chromaticism. That's that final piece that really starts to make you go, oh, this is jazz music. We're not just playing, you know, Tchaikovsky. We're not just playing diatonic. We're playing, you know. We're playing lines. If you want to see that here. Sure. Something like that. Oh shoot, I forget what I played already because I moved the camera. Well, I wish you luck with this scale exercise. If you want the PDF, shoot me an email. I'll send it to you. Happy practicing.